caught out and not get down quick enough. Casper Moles, fantastic save there. And Chisholm with a head-to-head against Ogunleya. And so Ryda is not happy, the captain coming over and saying that's the second time he's come in with a dangerous challenge.
Interesting to see what our referee will do here. I think he's got a big decision early on the second half for the referee, and Ryda happy to get into it with Jack Lewis.
Both players tumbling to the turf and a few red cards. They found the right side of the card this time, I think. They knew that Ogunleya has the yellow card already. Hope he's okay as well there on the sideline. It looks like one of those head-to-head clashes where you're just going for the ball.
Yeah, I think, referees' prerogative in these situations is always, anytime there's a head-to-head collision or any sort of an injuries, let's make sure players are on their feet before I go and get involved. Good from a referee just to diffuse that and buy this time.
Oh, now in a little bit of a coming together there between the Cardinals and the Cats, and you just had a feeling.
Let me see Jones coming in just to diffuse things.
We've
keep
seen
some players away.
We've seen it boil a little bit in the first half, and then again, one of these hard challenges comes in, and the captains need to step in. Josh Jones doing nicely there to just say, guys, let's calm it down. The referee will make his decisions here.
From a player's point of view, there's often merit in going and getting some pressure on a referee, and we know that works. But ultimately, it's despite the players' frustrations, referees, let's wait and make sure players are okay.
Ogunleya still down there. Chisholm back up on his feet. And so Ryda still having a conversation with many Cardinals around the center circle.
I can't tell whether Jack Lewis is trying to diffuse things or whether he's trying to rile them up a little bit more.
Yeah, what do they call that in the British Isles? That's a wind-up maybe a little bit there, huh?
Yeah, something tells me that Jack Lewis is pretty good at this.
Yeah, he always comes over with a smile on his face, but obviously we can't hear what he's saying up here. So it could be things that aren't quite as friendly as the smile that he portrays. Stosha with the yellow card towards the bench. And a red card now. And for Ogunleya, I assume.
Yeah. And Jones pleading his case on his behalf.
And I think either way, Stosha probably is going to take a look at this on the monitor. You would think with a head-to-head collision like this with a red card decision, and now a lot of Cardinals coming over, and now we've got a yellow card to one of the staff on the bench for the Cardinals. And we'll have a lot of sorting out of cards here at the end of this game, and the tally continues to rack up.
And referee going to have a look at this here on the video monitor. We see so Chisholm wins.
That is a hard head-to-head, and Ogunleya certainly came in late on it. I don't think there's a question. And I think if you're the Cardinals, of course you'll be upset. It's the second yellow card. You're a man down now, but Chisholm won that header, and now we've got a yellow card to the captain, Josh Jones, coming.
And here's a moment. Cardinals team just need to move forward. It's really unfortunate to lose a player so early in the second half. But you're looking for Jones, you're looking for Rode, just to talk to your players, take the temperature down, and understand what sort of shifting you need to do tactically to be able to move forward in the second half.
And John Michael Hayden, I think getting a word from Soren Stosha there, the center referee, just saying, hey, you need to calm your players down. The red card has been awarded. And I believe Stosha now looking at the video review, Jones coming over and talking with some of the coaching staff, just getting an idea of what's going on. And wow, a really card-filled past 3 minutes here at the bell.
And for Ogunleya, I think it's not a red card offence, but it is a second yellow. And we see early on out there on the far side of the field, him picking up that yellow for dissent against the referee and getting involved in some of that sort of physical altercation, that pushing and shoving. That's just it. When you do that early in the game, this is the sort of thing that you set yourself up for, to be able to have a reckless challenge on somebody and it be so costly to you. So
Ogunleya, unfortunately, the red card, and And also a cut to the head after that, I'm sure. And now we see a lot of, and that's Guerra there, number 9 as well. And then you've got the scuffle behind as Michael Lee and Albin. And those are 2 players, generally, I don't see as getting into it too much. 2 of the hardworking, industrious players usually aren't leaving a foot in or anything like that. But it's a rivalry game. You never know who's going to pop up and have some pushing and shoving.
Right, and we know what this game, we know what every game means to these players at this level. And I think anytime there's a serious collision like that, there's an emotion that comes with it where there's an instinct that kicks in to go and protect your players and go and advocate for them. That's with the referee. That's standing up for them against other players, and that can kick off sometimes.
One of the assistant referees there discussing matters with Jack Lewis and just kind of telling him, like, hey, he put his head into Chisholm's head and it was late. You can definitely see trying to explain things there.
I expect there won't be any complaints when players see this back.
Like you said, not a straight red card offense, but when you come in that late and it's a head-to-head collision where you're not getting the ball, I think referee Soren Stosha has gotten that one right. And he's still taking a look down there on the monitor. So just a reminder about the review system. There are installed cameras here at the Bell that the referees can use in addition to our production angles. I think some of those captures from our cameras down there on the sideline really gave a good angle of what happened, though. Stosha will bring both coaches over. Johan Sedergren there and John Michael Hayden just getting a word on what happened.
I see Franzotti getting called over here.
Well, I wonder for Franzotti if there's something that was left in away from the ball that we didn't see. And Franzotti has a red card. And Franzotti perplexed. I'm sure Sedergren is going to be figuring out what to do now. And we didn't see on any of the angles we had. We didn't even know Franzotti was being looked at, so we weren't really looking for it. But Matteo Franzotti, the freshman, receiving a red card. And Johan Sedergren just telling him, hey, let's get to the bench. We don't need to be doing that.
And a real frazzle here, I think, for both teams, but an even one. And Louisville have had a little bit more time to get their adjustments down, to have that conversation with John Michael.
Johan Sedergren resetting things here for the Wildcats. So in case you missed the past, now almost 10 minutes in a stoppage, I would say, we have a red card for a player from each team for the Cardinals and the Wildcats. Ogunleya awarded a red card on a head-to-head collision with Chisholm. It was his second yellow, so he gets his marching orders. And then Franzotti receives a straight red, and according to the stat report, for fighting. So maybe a hand to the face, maybe something away from the ball we didn't see. Both players down to 10 men, so at least it's even the rest of the way. There was a yellow card to the bench of Louisville in that time as well. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Josh Jones, the captain for Louisville, also a yellow card for dissent. And I think we're caught up, Gav.
Yeah, I think that's the Christmas card list all the way through. And I see Joel Gonzalez down there warming up. We may see a substitution here from either team, I think, to find some new balance.
And there was nothing in the angles we saw. We kind of saw the tail end of the players coming together. But again, on my first look, that looked like Albin and then Michael Lee from Louisville coming together. I didn't even see Franzotti in the mix. So we did not capture it. Soren Stosha, the center referee, he does have those additional angles that he was looking at. So he saw something there. Red card to Franzotti, red card to Ogunleya, and we have 10 versus 10 the rest of the way here at the Bell. And still having a discussion with Josh Jones, the captain for Louisville.
Yeah, there does come a point where the referee needs to be able to move the game forward.
The clock has been stopped here for the past 10 minutes or so. Now Lopez from the free kick from what started all of this. And not his best free kick, I'm sure he'll admit.